9 tribes of MimAnOwlie.
Yay!
Family is a verb.
My favorite memory of Papa was his love for singing. He would always want us to sing for him. But he only sang when he took a couple drinks and came home. Then we would have to sing for him. He would sing in his Hindu language and we'd sing along. We just learned a line or two. Pero himmatabande asirako ishu karmavan.
At about age 13 to 15, on a Sunday morning, me and Papa would take a long journey. We would ride separate bicycles. We would leave home and we would go McNeil to visit, I think, Auntie Julia and Lion, which is Man. Spend a few minutes, then we would head on to Savlamar Hospital where there were some patients to visit. And then we would go chop up a Hartford to visit his sister Elizabeth, and that take us almost the whole day, and it was really fun for me because it was like a trip, an excursion, an outing.
They used to have a hammock made of crocus bag and rope, and he'd be swinging me in there and talking to me. I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but I just remember how it felt looking up to Grandpa, and it was a special moment, you know. He was always the grandfather I was closest to.
I remember feeding him ackee and white rice and the occasional paradise plum when we could sneak them to him. But more than that, I remember spending times with him on the veranda. He'd be in his daybed and I'd be beside him reading Bible stories with him and feeling his stubble rubbing against me. I remember him always praying and encouraging me, and there was just this genuine love and affection and warmth.
That's very giving, you know. Sit down and ensure say all the youth them get fruits and them things. And a medicinal hospital smell, you know. It's about it. Cock up foot on veranda and just ease.
There was this time when he loved to sing this song, right? I'm sure you all know which song I'm going to talk about. So he lined up all of the grandkids that were there at that time. I remember Kendine, J-Man, I don't remember who else, but there probably were others. And he made us sing this song. So he started singing and then we would repeat. So here's the song. If I has a wing like a dove, and you have to go like this. If I has a wing like a dove, I would fly, and then all the kids would fly. He was just so full of joy and just so good with the kids. I felt loved, and I felt like he loved to be around us. I remember him always letting me and Danelle put barrettes in his hair, and he was just such a good sport. So I just remember his sweet spirit.
I only knew him, I think, when he was in his later years and sick. So I just remember him in pajamas, and he used to wear these bed slippers. I don't really remember anybody else in my family wearing slippers in the house. And he would have these soft, I think they were brown bed slippers. And I remember that he liked it when girls were very feminine, so we couldn't wear shirts or anything. So I just remember getting his approval when you would wear dresses or skirts. The two of them were pretty chill, and the two of them really love being around children and just enjoying children.
Hearing and seeing her at the back door at nights, praying for Papa to be saved. She would ask the Lord to roll her out of the way if she was the stumbling block in his way. And to see him in later years accept Christ as his Savior. She was a praying parent and her prayers were answered.
I would accompany her to Greenhill to do shopping on a Saturday. We would take the only form of transportation, which was Clifford Suba mule cart. So after the supermarket shopping, take them to the car, then we do the market shopping. Then the fun time is getting a whole party and a bottle of aerated water, which I usually select a Coke, a small Coke, or maybe an ice cream, a little tub of ice cream. And that was fun because I would have an ice cream all for myself.
I was just always amazed at how she cooled Milo, like pouring it through the air from one cup to the other, not missing a beat or not spilling a drop, and just so effortlessly doing it. I used to secretly practice it with water and cups, and I just eventually gave up. It's like a real grandma type memory. She was always so loving and thoughtful and genuine in what she did for her grandchildren.
Watching Mim make Greta cake, and I love the fact that all of it was the same color and not what we'd commonly see with the pink and white. I love how juicy her Greta cakes were, and I remember seeing her putting them to cool on the banana leaves. And then I would always think of that when she would send parcels to Kingston for us, and my Greta cake was always packaged separately from everyone else's and labeled for me. So she would label crab for daddy, and then she'd have just general Greta cake, but then Dana's Greta cake was always packaged differently because I'm extra special. I also really remember the softness of her hands when she would hold your hand and pray, when she would just touch you, and there was just always this very gentle affirmation of her love.
Remember one time, on a nice piece of skunky, I'm gonna tell you. I don't remember the journey home, but apparently I walked home very loud. Because grandma see me in the morning, she said, "What happened to you?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "You come in and you stamp down the place, and you don't even like bully beef. What you eat too thin?" But boy, that was the first time I really get some migraines, so I couldn't really feel the ground under my foot. So I remember that part, so I guess I was stamping a bit loud, and too like the bully beef, so them pack up, we eat everything, roti and everything, but why the night they, you know, they get raw. So, you know, me and her just have a nice second vibes after that stuff. But, yeah, and she, you know, she just never want me left the yard, like she say, for that you leave the yard for a bit, and I just go around at the back, so. Yeah, we just have vibes, man. We dig out some coke around at the back and plant up on things. And Charlie said, I mustn't call nobody mad. Like I say, "You're mad." I said, "Don't call nobody that. If you're angry, you're angry. But if you're mad, you get coke." So, you know, yeah, grandma, that's nice, man. Short bar, small axe, chop down, whole heap of big tree, you know.
Let me tell you, we never miss church. We walk in the sun hat with Mim to go church, and Mim would have her seat, and us, the grandchildren, would sit beside her. Church was her place, man, and she was like VIP there. She would just love singing the songs. One of the songs I used to love that I like always stuck with me is "Touch My Finger on the Golden Pen." And just to see her sing the song with so much joy, oh my gosh. I have to talk about the food. Mim's Milo, the best. So sweet. It was so sweet. Maybe she did that on purpose, but I loved it. Anytime we were leaving, she would wake up and make roti, and she would always cry every time we would leave. Did I say coconut drops? Can't forget that. Curry crab. Even though I was allergic to crab, I would risk my life. The last time I ate it, I risked my life to eat it because hers was so good. So good. Her letting us play with her till kingdom come, to the point of putting wigs on her and sunglasses, and she was such a good sport.
Her hands. She used to pour the hot Milo from cup to cool it down, and she used to use her hands to make roti so skillfully. Nobody in our family is able to do it with such skill. Give head rubs, or she would just, like, her hands would just always be moving. And she was a very small woman, and so her hands were small, and she was pretty petite, but she was able to do so much with her hands, and there was just so much love and tenderness, but also strength and skill in her hands.
Endless head rubs. Number 1, she would go on for hours. Don't really complain. Number 2, anything food related. You can reach Paul Island 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. She'll go find something for feed you. Don't ever you mention that you may be hungry. She will find it. Especially small as children, Milo was the thing. And even if you thought you'd see her pouring it from one cup to the other and blowing on it, just make sure you have your Milo at the right temperature. Thirdly, I would definitely say her dedication to prayer and reverence. No matter what, she would cover her head to pray when she couldn't kneel down at her bedside to do it. No matter what it was. I remember we were in the living room at Paul Island one time, and prayer time come on, I don't know, she just grabbed the little crochet thing from the armchair and threw over her head just to make sure that she could cover her head to pray.
There was a day when she was sick, getting better on the mend, and I was lying in bed with her, and of course she had to tell me how pretty I was. But over and over and over again, she told me, I love you, I love you, I love you. She probably said it about 10 times. That's probably my favorite memory. I have many more memories of me. Girl, you're pretty, you know. They will have nothing good for half of you. When we were kids, I remember her sitting on the veranda and teaching this song. There was a man I know, he was a leper white as snow, and he went on there to the old river Jordan to wash his sins away, and his name was Name. And I also have many memories of her just telling us stories about things that would happen when she was an adult but younger. There's one story she told, and all I remember her saying is, lo and behold, the cup burst out. She was talking about some lady who just gave birth and laughed, and lo and behold, the cup burst out. And how could I forget our many times of singing all the hymns and worship songs together. I loved those moments.
How good she was at giving head rubs and back rubs and kisses on the cheek.
I had come visit during the summer after I moved, and she didn't know I was coming. She didn't know anything, and I laid next to her in the bed while she was sleeping, and when she woke up she had the biggest, most beautiful smile on her face, and that has stuck with me for a while. Just her smile and how happy she got and how happy she made everyone around her with just her smile.
My favorite thing about Mim was the fact that she liked ice cream and she used to always repeat herself. Found that fun.
I miss them both very much.
Oh, I have so many good memories of MimAnOwlie, and I cherish all of them. Love them so much, miss them so much.
And the memories continue. There's so much more, but I think I have exceeded the limit.
Lots of lovely memories.
Oh, one more. So whenever she gets anything to eat, she doesn't eat it all off, and she will insist that you have some, whether it's Milo or breakfast, whatever meal it is. But when she gets ice cream, she eating that off.
It's just a 9 tribes thing. Big up Oli and Mim. Love and unity. Rich heritage. It's just a 9 tribes vibe. Paul Island style. God in our life. Generational pride. 9 tribes, 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 9 tribes.